first, from Britney and boy bands to flip phones and AOL chat rooms, we're talking about the Y2K era of the early 2000s, a decade that started with a boom and ended with a crash.
The new book, Y2K, How the 2000s Became Everything, explore how that time reshaped pop culture, politics, and more. Author Colette Shade joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You know, I kind of feel like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s are so distinct. And then you get after that, and yeah, there's different technology and TV shows, but what is the vibe of the 2000s?
Well, the vibe of the 2000s is hope. It's excitement about the new internet. The internet just became available to the general public in the early 90s, in 1991. And by the late 90s, there's a lot of excitement that the internet will connect us all, let us express ourselves, shop, and that the brand new millennium is going to be full of peace and prosperity and fun.
Talk about the influence of that time. You know, we think of Britney Spears, and you say that iconic red catsuit that she had. I'm just thinking, we've heard all these stories from Britney about how objectified she was. Has that changed? Did that influence people that it's reversed since then?
Yeah, I think it absolutely has reversed since then. The Y2K era, which is the late 90s through the 2000s, was pretty sexist, and a lot of the pop culture was focused on objectifying women without necessarily getting their perspectives on it. And Britney and other female celebrities have since spoken out saying that they, maybe felt uncomfortable about certain aspects of that culture.
Yeah, but wasn't that just an extension of every single decade before it?
I mean, that's an interesting question. I mean, you could say yes, but there was if you look at the early 90s, there were real feminist currents within popular culture. And then by the late 90s, that had sort of been squashed by this very slick pop star kind of celebrity persona.
What else from that era is exclusive to that time? I know you mentioned some inflatable furniture, some other things, but what do people iconically remember about that time?
Well, there's this whole look focused on the future where there was silver makeup, silver eyeshadow, nail polish. Look at TLC's video for No Scrubs. They're wearing silver. They're on this space terminal. And there's this idea that in the future, we're just going to be in space or on our computers, maybe our iMac G3s, which was that clear Apple computer that was very popular, and everything's just going to be great.
What about, though, I associate it with the tech bubble, the housing bubble, the financial collapse, and I would imagine that those may have had a stronger impact, a more longer-lasting impact on people's psyche.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what made people so hopeful partially at the early part of the Y2K era, like the late 90s, 97, 98, 99, was the fact that the stock market was going through the roof. The Dow hit 10,000 for the first time in 1999. And there was this idea that everyone was just going to get rich in the dot-com bubble, more or less. And then when that burst in 2000, that was a note of solemnity, I think, for people. But then the housing bubble started to inflate. But then in 2008, when that burst, which had a much more wide-ranging impact on families in America than the dot-com bubble did, that really ended the Y2K era, because there's this sense that, wow, we're entering this really scary new era where there are limits and where the life expectations are going down instead of up.
You mentioned that I didn't realize that nostalgia has these 20 to 30-year cycles. So like in the 70s, Happy Days was looking back at the 50s. And then in the 2000s, you had the 70s show looking back at that. And now you see at the SNL reunion show, Backstreet Boys took the stage, and the reaction was insane. Is there a reason those cycles it's just the aging of the people, 20, 30-year cycles?
Yeah, so it takes about 20 or 30 years for people who were kids when pop culture was a thing the first time around to then become the adults who are creating popular culture and who are consuming it. And so, Happy Days was targeted in the 1970s. This was a show targeted at people who had grown up in the 50s and remembered it fondly and were now adults kind of looking back wistfully on their youth. And, it was made by Ron Howard, who, had also had this experience of the 50s. And so a similar thing is happening now with millennials who were born in the 1980s and very early 1990s, who their adolescence occurred during the dot-com bubble, during the 2000s, and they have these wistful memories of being a kid or being a teenager. And so bringing back the Backstreet Boys or having Ludacris appear in a State Farm commercial, that's all playing to that nostalgic sentiment among people who are now in their 30s and their 40s with families of their own, some disposable income, stuff like that.
Well, the book is Y2K, How the 2000s Became Everything. For more, you can check out Colette's site and socials. Thanks so much, Colette.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.